Today, let's talk about how to decide what kind of property fits you. Before a new investor asks, "What should I buy?" I think they need to ask a better question. What kind of property actually fits me? Because not every rental property is going to fit every investor. I know that sounds obvious, but it gets missed all the time. Somebody watches a video about duplexes and suddenly they think they need a duplex. Then they hear somebody else talk about short-term rentals, and now they're looking at cabins. Or they read about BRRR deals, and they're looking up beat-up old houses that need $80,000 worth of work. Pretty soon, they're not investing anymore. They're just reacting. The property type, it has to fit your money. It has to fit your time, your skill level, your risk tolerance, and your life. That's the part people skip. Let's start with single-family homes. For a lot of first-time investors, a small single-family rental can make sense. Not always, but often. Why? Because folks understand them. Tenants understand them. Lenders understand. So do appraisers, banks, insurance companies, and property managers. And when it's time to sell, your buyer pool is usually larger because you're not just selling to investors. You might also be selling to an owner-occupant, and that gives you flexibility. The downside is that with a single-family rental, if a tenant moves out, you're 100% vacant. No rent is coming in until it's filled again. So the house that sits vacant, for it to be affordable enough, you have to have reserves, and they need to be strong enough to handle that. Now let's talk about duplexes and small multifamilies. A duplex can be a great first property, especially if the numbers work and the building is not too complicated. 2 units mean 2 rent streams. If one tenant leaves, you may still have income from the other unit. That can be very helpful. But a duplex is also more operationally critical. There's 2 kitchens, 2 bathrooms, 2 sets of tenants, more moving parts, and more chances for noise complaints, parking issues, shared utilities if that's part of the deal, and tenant friction. That doesn't make it bad. It just means you need to know what you're buying. Then there are larger multifamily properties like triplexes and fourplexes, and maybe small apartment buildings. These can be powerful, but they are usually not as simple as beginners imagine. The financing is different, the management may be heavier, repairs may be more expensive, and the tenant base may require more experience on the management's part. The numbers need to be reviewed very carefully. Then you've got fixer-uppers. A fixer-upper can look attractive because the price is lower, but lower price does not mean lower risk. Remember this. If you have contracting experience, reliable trades, time, cash reserves, and the ability to manage a project, a fixer might make sense for you. But if you work full-time, don't know the repair costs, and don't have a contractor you really trust, a heavy fixer can become a very expensive classroom. Education is great, and there's nothing wrong with learning, but you don't want your first lesson to come with a $40,000 surprise. Now, short-term rentals, that's another animal altogether. They can produce strong income in the right market, but they are not passive in the way people sometimes advertise them. They're hospitality business. You're dealing with guests, with cleaning, furniture, supplies, lots of regulations, permits, reviews, plus seasonality and local politics. Again, not bad, but very different from a regular long-term rental. So how do you decide? I'd start with a simple filter. First, how much cash do you actually have available after closing? Not the purchase price, not the down payment, the cash left over after you close. Second, how much time do you really have? Please be honest. If you're working full-time, raising kids, caring for parents, or already stretched thin, don't buy a project that needs daily attention. Third, what do you already understand? If you know houses, start with houses. If you understand tenants and management, maybe a small multifamily will be comfortable. If you understand construction, maybe a light fixture is reasonable. Don't stack too many learning curves on at once. A new market, new property type, major renovation, difficult financing, no team and no reserves? That's not brave. That's how people get hurt. Your first deal does not have to be impressive. It has to be survivable. That's a word I use a lot. Survivable. Can you handle a vacancy? How about a furnace? Can you handle a tenant leaving? Or the rent coming in a little lower and slower than expected? Can you handle being wrong and still stay in the game? That matters more than buying the flashiest property. So when you're deciding what kind of property fits you, don't just ask, what has the highest return on paper? Ask, what gives you the best chance of learning the business and staying safe while you do it? For many new investors, that means something simple. A small, single-family home, a clean duplex, a property in a decent area, a layout that tenants understand, repairs you can actually estimate, and a price that leaves room for reserves. That may sound boring. Good. Boring is underrated in real estate. The exciting deals are often where hidden problems live. The steady deals are often where beginners build their foundation. That's where I started. This is where better investing really does start. If the question of what's the right property intrigues you, I put together a free PDF. It's called the First Property Fit Checklist. It's a simple, practical tool, nothing fancy, just meant to help you slow down and match the property to your real life and avoid wasting time on deals that may look exciting but just don't fit your situation. That's why I built 21 Day Investor, to help new investors think through the property, the numbers, the location, and the risk before they start chasing deals that don't belong on their plate yet. You can grab this guide in the link below. And as always, thank you for spending a few minutes with me. I really appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.